We're going to look at posture. The best way for us to do this is just to kind of do a visual assessment. So we have Greg here. We're going to look at it. We're going to look at him. He's in pretty typical poor posture. One, his head is coming forward. His neck is not in a straight line. His shoulders are rounded here. He's just not tight in his core. His hips could be either in an anterior tilt or a posterior tilt. And we don't know that for sure just looking in there, but either way, that's something that we want to neutralize. And then right at the knee, you can just see like where his legs are bent a little bit. And we just want to make sure that we are addressing from head to knee just to try to centralize and neutralize everything. Before we fix his posture, we need to find the dysfunction a little bit more. The best way for us to start to do this is to see, okay, does he have a flexibility issue or an instability issue? I'm going to have Greg lean forward, go down and try to touch your toes. So there we see that he's not down at the floor. Optimally, he'd be down. Maybe even his palms could touch the ground. So now we know, okay, there could be a flexibility issue, but there also could be an instability issue. So now that we know that he can't touch the floor, the flexibility could be the issue. I'm going to have him get on the ground here on his back. I want Greg to lift up one of his legs as far as he can go, keeping his legs straight. And Greg can make it this far. You know, it would be great if he could get it to 90 degrees here with the ground or even further. That would tell me that Greg has great flexibility. But since we made it this far, he's not quite 90. He might be somewhere like 70 degrees here. It could be actually that he has a flexibility issue and an instability issue. Like I said, it would be great if as they could come up, we could rule flexibility out and just focus right on instability. So now that we know that there could be instability and flexibility, I'm going to have you go ahead and stand back up. And we're going to really take a deeper look at his posture here. So if we find someone with one or more of these posture issues, here's how we're going to address them. Is that we're going to centralize his neck. Greg's going to tuck his chin a little bit. He's just going to have a very straight line here with his neck. The next, we're going to bring the sternum up. And by doing that, by tilting it back and up, his shoulders are going to go back and then they're also going to go down. So now we have the straight line, the shoulders back, and now it's time to address what's happening here in the core. All we're doing here with the abs are squeezing the belly button into the spine, getting a nice core squeeze. That's it. Now we have some stability there. The next thing is to really look at the hip. Whether we have the anterior tilt or that posterior tilt. The way that we're going to fix that is by activating our glutes. And that's going to put us in a very neutral position there. And then lastly, if we're going to fix what's happening at the knee there, all we need to do is activate the quads, the quadriceps there. And now Greg has a very straight line here. He's very stable there, stable in the hips and the legs. And so now that's great that he's in really good posture. How do we get Greg to be in this posture all the time? And the best thing to do is to do exercises that kind of strengthen these muscles that do this. We're going to show you guys an exercise right now that we can do with this band. We got a nice OSU Health Plan band here. We're going to loop it around Mr. Greg. Have him grab the handles there. Greg is going to stand. He's going to have thumbs pointed up. He's going to reveal the S like he's opening his shirt. His thumbs are going to go pointed up and then back as he goes down, and then he's going to come back to center each time. While Greg's doing this, go ahead and do a few. We're going to see his head is going back, his sternum is tilting back, his shoulders are going up and back and down. You're lengthening your abdominal cage here, so he's got a stability. As he comes back and squeezes, he's firing those glutes, and then lastly those quads for his posture here. So that you would do this 3 or 4 times a week. You would do 10 to 15 reps. It would just be as easy as that. And if you feel like you have really bad posture, you might try to do it something like every day, but 3 or 4 times a week until you feel like your posture is great. So if you're sitting a lot at a desk, if you're in the car a lot for your job, even if you're standing with poor posture, that's going to work against you. When we're at our workstation, just a really quick guide for, especially if you're standing at your workstation, we want to make sure we're 90 degrees with our arms. So we're working on our keyboard, our mouse is right there. And then as Greg's looking at his computer screen, the top of his computer screen should be eye level, and then all the material that he's looking at should be down from the very top. The eye level top of the screen should be down. And that way we know that he's locked in there. I would encourage you guys to take some breaks during the day. These postural muscles, they can get fatigued really easily. Step away, get a drink of water, go grab something on the printer, and then come back kind of refreshed, and alternate between sitting and standing during the day.